On this episode, we talk about leadership and community. Hey everybody, you're watching Right Reason at the intersection of ethics and pop culture. This is episode number 10. Sabir is a young entrepreneur in Philadelphia.
Yes, sir.
Why don't you tell people about yourself, what you're all about?
Well, basically, again, my name is Sabir. Consider myself as an innovator. I'm a person who basically look at the creative platform as like an opportunity for like myself and like future people. People call me outgoing, very, very ambitious, especially in my business, a clothing line. I'm just a chill, humble guy who just want to get, earning in this world.
That's awesome. So tell us more about your business. What is the business?
Okay, so it's called Sabir In The Making, which is so first it started off as a event, like type of sponsorship, which basically that I host charity basketball tournaments. And through there, like for example, my aunt, she has MS, which is multiple sclerosis. So I raised enough money, for the foundation of MS. And then from there, I'm like, I need to do something more. People's like, what's up? Like, what's next for Sabir In The Making? So I'm like, let me do a clothing line. And then people are like, oh no, bro, that's hard to get into, or the clothing line business. But then like, I just think that with my business, like it's like more like a creative platform. Like, so the first step was the event hosting. Next step is going to be the clothing line. And the third step is trying to get other artists and other people who are creative in their own way and innovative, like, people who are spoken word artists, people who rap, people who do anything that basically involves thinking. Mm-hmm. I want to put them on my platform, and then together we can like do something special, especially in the heart of Philadelphia.
Awesome. And how long have you been at it altogether?
So I started the name Sabir In The Making when I was in 9th grade. One day I was just bored. I was
how
like,
old are you now?
I'm 18. I just turned 18.
Awesome.
Yeah, I just graduated. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. So I first was like, I'm gonna do Sabir In The Making. Like this is like a random name. So then it picked up a lot of clout, and like it picked up a lot of like, oh yeah, what is Sabir In The Making? So then I'm like, what is Sabir In The Making? Like what? Like
what is it?
Exactly. What am I actually doing? Like what I'm saying? Like what is it?
Yeah.
So then I just like thought like it's more of like I don't know, just something like it's just like my little baby, like something like I don't really know what's going to be. It's just like it's going to be something.
The way you explained it to me off camera was it's like a record label.
It's
right?
more like a platform. Like that's my vision, is to make it a platform. Because like I wanted to be like one of the labels, like Tidal, like Jay-Z's joint, like anything like that. Like that's eventually what I wanted to be. But I got to start somewhere.
Sure.
Exactly. Sure. Like I got to start my own name up before I get anywhere. So yeah.
And this is my we just had a chat right before you came in about college and how much I hate college. So tell me what is the vibe like on, not only in your life but like people around you? Like is college like a mandatory thing now, or is it more of an option?
So so for my family, like education is top. Like not they don't think like college is top. It's more like education.
Right.
Self-awareness.
Smart.
Yeah. So nice. That's what I believe in. But like there's only a couple, like it's very, very hard for you to get a job if you don't go to college, and it's really hard, like in some ways. And then like, before like I want to become a lawyer eventually. So I need to go, I need to go to school.
For that, yeah.
Yeah, for that. So in my like household, like we think like you need to know what you're talking about, because you can't be like some random person on the street who just like, you got to have like your own, your own conscience, your own self of mind. Mm-hmm. And like around me, I surround people who are like intelligent, people who are very, very self-aware of themselves, people who are very, very self-controlling, and like people who are very, very positive, and people who think outside the box. Like nobody thinks like one way. Like you gotta, like for example, like back in school, I used to be terrible at math. I'm still terrible at math, but back when I was in 10th grade, I was really bad at math, and like my teacher had one way to teach me math, which was algebra 2. So then I saw this, my aunt was telling me like, Sabir, you cannot, like nobody can teach a fish to climb a tree. Like you need to find your own way to like, solve the problem. Yeah. So then I found my ways, like, I stayed up really late, like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Nice.
And then I just, passed the class. Like, it's just like
amazing.
that. Thank you. Like, it's just like thinking outside the box is is the
That's
thing.
the motto.
Yeah,
right?
it's the motto. It's the thing that just it's the keep you driven, basically.
And like,
Yeah.
so you're gonna do Sabir In The Making.
Yes, sir.
And college, and like juggle both, right? And like, then graduate, like,
Yeah.
and keep on building that as like a lifestyle brand.
Hopefully that's the plan. That's the plan, because I'm
Nice.
a very, very busy person. Very, very busy. I play basketball too, so like I keep that up as well. As far as
So that's the future right there.
yeah, hopefully that's one day, man. One day, like I just want to like make myself a household name. Like make other people inspire other people to do what they want to do what they need to do, and do what they love, basically.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Let's ask a really tough question of Sabir.
A user on Quora asks, how do you create a community?
Oh,
Okay.
I'll pass it on to you.
Pass it on to me. All right, man. I would have to say between communication and I would say just having I won't say positive attitude, but have a realistic attitude. Because first, communication, because communication is key, even in anything, relationships, in just everything. Just being yourself, you got to learn how to communicate with others. You need to be on the same agenda, be on the same page. If I am being late to a place or something like that, I have to tell my colleagues that I'm gonna be late.
Of course.
And that's me who, for example, in the future, if I have my own, store and something happened at home and I have to stay at home, I gotta tell the manager tell the the workers that something's happened.
You're not coming in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then second is to have a realistic attitude. When you have people who have positive attitudes, that's of course, but in the world today, you have a realistic. For example, if I say I want to become an NBA basketball player, right? And I do not put no work, and I don't do anything.
Yeah.
But I want to be. So you gotta put that. You want to have a realistic attitude. You gotta put in that work.
That's right.
So it's just you gotta have those two things to be a good leader. I'm the captain of my child basketball team, and
Nice.
thank you. And then it's just when I'm on the court or when I'm talking to people, I gotta make sure that I'm doing what I gotta do. Because if I make a mistake, oh my bad, my fault.
Gotta own it, right?
Yeah, exactly. I gotta be right on it. It can't be. You can't. Blame stuff for other people, but at the same time, always gotta go to the gym, put extra work in, because you're the captain. People look up to you. Gotta put extra work in. At school, being in clubs, you have to learn how to communicate and have realistic attitudes. If you want to do an event, you have to communicate with other people, and you have to have a realistic attitude. For example, if you have a small school and you want to have a barbecue, you gotta put in that work to have that barbecue be successful. You can't do nothing about it. That's in my opinion, two things that a leader should have. Every leader.
Yeah. So I'll put into the hat my options, which are, I think the number one thing you have to have is an absolutely essential goal that you're driving yourself and other people to.
Exactly.
Because if it's just you're just trying to make yourself wealthy or whatever, or you're trying to achieve what matters to you, but it doesn't matter to anybody else,
Right.
and there's no way to motivate anybody to come after you and with you. And the most essential quality in business, after the idea itself, the idea is the people. Maybe that's more important than that, even than the idea, because the people will then give you ideas of their own.
Right.
The people are the gold, the platinum, the silver, the everything you could want in business. People are it, not money, and not the building, and not the equipment or whatever. It's the people. People are everything.
Exactly.
And they won't come unless they have a reason to come and follow you.
Right.
And if you've got a lot of money to pay them, then they will come and follow you. But that's mercenaries.
That's exactly.
In war, mercenaries are never the best soldiers.
That's true.
That's just a well-known thing. You never want to have mercenaries. You want to have, the citizen militia that gets paid.
The loyalty, basically. Yeah.
Yes, gets paid nothing, is wearing rags, and is starving, but will die for you, right? That's what you want. The only way to get that is to have that incredible objective and fearlessly pursue it, at your own self-detriment, going to above and beyond, like you said, more than they will.
Exactly.
You have the ideal and you go to it more than anybody else, they will follow it with you. That's number one. And number two is empathy. Empathy is a key secret power, superpower for a leader, because the opposite of having empathy is what is that word? It's tone deaf.
Tone deaf.
Tone deaf. People are saying something to you, but you're not hearing.
You're just not. Yeah, you just think okay, but don't do nothing about it. Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Or like you want to motivate somebody, but you don't really know them at all, and you don't really care about them.
Right.
Right? So you're like, do my task, but you know, they have no love for you. You have no love for them. To develop that love and that relationship and have that understanding of the person, the people, the team, you have to know them and their character and their values. What's driving them? Why are they with you?
Right.
Why are they following you?
Exactly.
Shouldn't they be following somebody else, or are they in the best place? Are you the best person to lead them? Are they going to the same place with you? And then like that's 100% alignment. Having that understanding of the other person's mindset and their emotions and their beliefs and their thoughts is a superpower. Without that, it's like you're going in a tunnel by yourself.
Right.
Even with other people, you're going by yourself, and by yourself you'll never get there.
Exactly. That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Another user on Quora asks, what are the most important leadership qualities?
You want to go first?
Yeah, I actually would like you to answer this first because so there are two ways to answer this. There's the social media part, which is what I want to ask you more about,
Right.
because you bring that to the table. But I think just on a human level, on the low tech level, it's back to the first question. Empathy is the way you create community.
That is true.
That is the way you create bonds and ties that wrap the whole of the people together.
Exactly.
Right? Like if they're not together for some one reason,
Right.
if there's nothing binding them, right?
Yeah, that's true.
That's part of why I don't like what's happening to our country. Like there's the bonds are
Broken.
Are breaking.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? So they're like, how are we the same people if there's nothing tying us together?
Exactly.
So the bonds have to be built, and the best way to build them is empathy and understanding, compromise, and a lot of give and take back and forth.
But it's crazy. Because I'm saying it's crazy because like nobody I see like people are like stubborn in a way. Like they think that they are the victim in this situation. And then like for example, if like two people have an argument, of course both of the people will think that they're right. Yeah. There's no sense of compromise, and that it's just like the way that humans in the society today, like how they evolved to, like they think that they are just the victims in a situation. And like going back to like, for example, like when back in ancient times, like people used to go to war, of course.
Yeah.
And of course both sides will think that they're right in a situation. And it's just like we think that we evolved, but we haven't. Like, we really think that we are going somewhere, like right now.
But you know what?
Something. Yeah.
The two armies are fighting, right? So that's a bad example.
Exactly.
But the people in the armies are together.
That's true. Hey,
there it is.
True.
There it is. That's what you want. You want to have the whole world be like one army.
One whole army.
That's what we want. Right?
Exactly.
And the way you get that is, I think, empathy. But I want to ask you about social. Like what is your intuition about building online communities? What you've done? How would you advise people to do it?
I was just thinking far as going into I can't get around empathy. It's just that's the theme. As you brought it up, it's just any situation. Of course, so for example, I love spoken word, and I see something on social media involving spoken word. I follow one page, so then I posted on my story. People say, "Oh yeah, that's facts." So then I'm that theme that they have, I can put that into my own theme. Make my own spoken word around it, and then post it, and then get other people to just do the thing. It's just you connect through all of everything is through interest and through of course the problem that you're going through, this the way you were raised, what you've seen.
Now many people think that's not important enough or relevant to anybody. Right. What do you say about sharing your seemingly trivial goings on in life? Because you share them, right? And,
right.
And people respond to that.
Yeah, it's just all the stuff that you like. For example, you like movies, right?
Yeah.
And then I like movies. I will connect with you because we
Yeah.
both have an interest.
Yeah.
You know, it's just all the stuff that personally for me, like when I do social media, like on my social media page, which is it's _ Scalby 416. Kind of it's ITS.
Spell, yeah,
ITS _ Sabi SABY 416. Anyway, so like I was saying,
Good.
So basically, it's just like when I post stuff on my social media page, it's basically for people. Like if this is all interest. Like like I met somebody online who is a fanatic J. Cole fan, and now we just talk all day about J. Cole. We have a whole group chat about J. Cole, like all his music he be dropping, Dreamville, all that stuff. It's just like it's at the end of the day, it's like we're like children. Like we're just people who we're little kids who have same interests, and we just want to connect. But like we're stubborn. Like we're people growing up, like they think that they're always right. So like you will not want to connect with that person. Like I don't like the fact that people were saying like so like because I'm Muslim, right? So like other people would say, oh, like you can't do this because you're Muslim, you can't do that. But like personally, like I can do those things. Of course I do those things. Like I have interest. It's like we're like everyday, it's grounded people, like everyday people. We're just cool and chill. The same with fashion, all that stuff. Like I have a bunch of like interests, and that's what I do on my social media page. It's basically like you can connect with anybody based off of interest. That's really it. Yeah.
Nice. So like that's the bond that's tying your community together. There's a bond.
That's the bond.
It's basically all these shared interests, shared values, shared like taste in music and movies and fashion.
Exactly.
There it is.
Exactly.
That's the recipe for a community, is those bonds that are going to tie it together.
Yeah.
And without that, there's nothing.
That's
like if you had nothing in common with all the people that followed you, they would unfollow you.
They
in 2
will
seconds.
unfollow you. They'll be uninterested.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
What's your favorite movie? Because I brought up movies.
Oh man. So my stock answer is Lord of the Rings. Like
Okay.
the full 10 hours of it. The extended, uncut. Like I'm pretty bad about that. I just watch that stuff.
Right.
A lot. I used to when I had time.
Yeah,
I watched it like 4 or 5 different times.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a lot. Wow.
And then like I love Star Wars.
Of course, I'm a Star Wars fan.
But like
I'm
the
a Star Wars
older?
fan.
Huh?
Exactly. I'm a Star Wars fan. Like I'm
Absolutely.
I'm more of a I'm like so the new version, like
The new or the new?
The new.
Okay.
Not the new with the ones where like the Revenge of the Sith. I didn't like that one. I didn't like the Attack of the Clone. I didn't like this is so cheesy. It was really, really bad compared to like the prequels.
Prequels, yeah.
Yeah. No, not bad. No, not the prequels. Was it the prequels? No,
The sequels.
The sequels, yeah. So the prequels is when Anakin
4
was
and
little.
6. 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, 4, 5, 6. That's the ones I like. And then I like the ones now.
Okay.
My favorite movie personally is Inception.
Inception.
That's my favorite movie. I gotta, of course, you gotta watch
That's
that movie.
awesome.
If you ever seen that movie, you gotta watch that movie.
Inception.
It's really.
It's one of the few like amazing movies that have come out.
Christopher Nolan's on the roll too. Like he is one of the best directors.
All right, I'll give you the next. This is going to be like a Christopher Nolan episode. The Dark Knight.
What about it?
That's maybe the best Nolan movie ever made.
That's the Dark. Oh yeah, that's the one with the Joker. Yeah. I mean, the whole trilogy was the best trilogy.
Yeah.
You know, I like the trilogy more. Like so, like the one movie itself, like it was really, really good. But like I like the whole trilogy
arc of it.
better, in my opinion. Like, and then my favorite movie from Christopher Nolan will either be, of course, Inception, of course. And then, oh Lord, what was that movie called? Oh Lord, it's The Prestige. The Prestige. Yes, that. The Magic. That was a fanatic. That was perfect.
You know, one movie I like is I Am Legend.
Oh yeah, with Will Smith.
Yeah.
Who directed that movie though?
I don't know, but
that was really.
I don't even know. Like I don't even know anything about it. It's just like I just watch them. Sorry, this is a whole like.
My bad.
This is becoming a movie episode.
Yeah. My bad. I didn't mean to go on tangent.
This is it right here.
Right.
This is the bond right there.
Right.
That's it.
Exactly.
But no, I don't know. Like when you're running a business and you have seen this, you will see this a lot more. You're basically by yourself.
Right.
It's so lonely.
Really?
Yeah. You can't tell anybody. I mean, you can, but no one will understand.
Right.
They won't. It's like making a magic effect versus telling them.
Oh yeah.
What it was. Mm-hmm. They won't be as impressed.
Exactly. That's true.
So like when you're telling people, they're like, yeah, whatever. Like, what's the big deal? But then like living it is almost impossible.
Exactly. Same thing.
It's very difficult.
Same thing with like basketball. Everything.
Yeah.
Like the
success.
The
is
success
very lonely.
is very, very lonely. It's a lot of depression. NFL football players.
So I watch I Am Legend for that.
Really?
Yeah, I watch it. Like I relive. Like I get like he's like by himself against the zombies.
Right.
The whole movie.
The whole movie.
And like
yeah.
I'm like, that's me right there.
Wow.
Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on.
All right, bet.
Next question.
Next question.
And lastly, a user on medium.com asks, communities are often described as groups of like-minded people. Is this accurate?
So yeah, the question is back to the second question: should a community of people be identical in as much as possible? And I think that's actually not a good idea. That's what a cult is,
Yeah. That is
right?
True. That is
Like
what
you don't want
Hey,
you don't want that because then like you get like inbreeding.
Yeah.
mental inbreeding. Like
Exactly.
like people don't think.
I think that's school. I mean,
What?
I think that's school. Like high school, that's the I think like people were I don't say brainwashed, but like people were like made to think to solve a problem one way. Sit in the desk, raise your hand, answer the question till you get
There's
it
a
to
formula.
college. Yeah, the formula.
So they've already they've mapped out there are like 4 or 5 different kinds of intelligence in human beings, but school only trains one, and that excludes like 3, 4 other kinds of people, kinds of people from like a high quality education process. So they end up conforming to the one process, and they get like C's and D's.
Yeah, that's
at the utmost of their effort, because that's not how they think, but they're forced to think that.
Yeah, I read somewhere like it was saying like people who have like a C average, or like people who in high school, they're the ones who will most likely succeed compared to somebody who was like an A straight student all high school because they experienced failure compared to the person who didn't. And it's just like if for like the last 100-something years, we've been going through the same, education system.
Yeah.
But now we're picking it up, and now it's changing kind of, but like we're going to the same
can't
education.
wait.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my-
Yo, like my brother, and my sister. I have I'm the oldest, so I have a brother who's going to high school.
Yeah.
My sister who's going to 5th grade, fifth or 4th grade, and then a little brother who's going to kindergarten. I can't wait to see the youngest brother go to high school and see how that's going to be, because it's going to be changed. Everything's going to change because people are now picking up the fact that there's not school is so many ways you can do school, so many ways you can learn. You can doing one way.
It's not changing though.
It's not.
I can't wait for there to be like a Khan Academy.
Yeah.
For like junior high school.
Oh,
and
that's true.
In high school,
Yeah.
like lower and lower grades. Just fire all these people that are destroying kids' lives.
Because I'm like, if a kid who had dyslexia, dyslexia for example, who can't read, but they are too afraid to say, oh yeah, I have had when you're a little kid, you're like, why can I not read? Why am I the person who I guess dumb compared to everybody else? It's like why?
So look, I got a little son. He's a year and a half old, and he loves cars to
Right.
a pathological, extreme. He sees a car in a photo. There's a photo of me, daddy, and there's a painting of a car. He's like, car. He ignores me in the photo and looks at the car.
Oh wow!
And he hates learning. He has to learn how to
Right.
read,
Yeah.
and he's not. So what do? We didn't force him to read. I bought him cars with letter shapes on them.
That's smart. Good parenting. I like that. Yeah, that's nice.
You know?
Yeah.
You know? And so instead of forcing the little poor guy, you're making him learn the way he's wanting to learn. He loves cars. Give him letters that are cars.
And little kids, they pick up so much information. Like my little brother, he learned how to read, write, all that through Sesame Street. all that from just watching TV.
Wow.
He picked up. Oh, my sister.
There you go.
Even when he was 1, he started talking. He just watched Elmo all the time. He's watched the ABC Mouse, all that stuff. He started doing that, and then I'm like, that's crazy. Because now it's his age. I was in preschool. I had to learn a certain way. I had to sit down at the desk. I had to, trace the letter. It's just there's so many ways you can teach a kid. And go back to the question, are all people like-minded? No, in the community, it's not true.
We don't even know what the
Everybody.
question is anymore.
I mean,
Go ahead.
yeah, but I was saying it's just there's so many ways people think.
Yes.
That personally,
1000%.
it's like astonishes me in a way. Like it's so many ways like you can think a situation, so many ways people can think a situation. It's just so like we're so different.
Analytic, deductive,
Exactly.
inductive,
There's so many ways you can
creative,
learn. Exactly.
like intuitive. So much.
Yeah, exactly. Like my mom, she says she's a visual learner. My dad, he can pick up something in an instant. You know, there's two different. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like so interesting and it's so phenomenal to see like human beings are so different, and they come together.
Yeah.
It's just like it's crazy.
But then when you break that individuality by making them all think the same way, learn the same way, then you're breaking that.
You're breaking that creativity.
You're breaking their creativity.
Exactly. You're breaking all that.
So you don't want to do that when you're forming a community. You want to like not break their things that make you unique,
Exactly.
but find the people that are already on the same page and then bring them together.
Right. It's like it's saying what my school used to do. They used to be like, oh, you got flaws. Well, those flaws are the things that make up, you know, who you are. Like me, I talk fast, and then I love talking.
Yeah.
So what I do, I learn to talk a little slower, but then I also learn, you know, bring that and make that into a career. You know, it's just like the flaws are what make like who you are, and like schools basically try to eliminate those flaws, but those flaws can make you the most successful person out there.
A flaw can be just a virtue from a different angle.
Exactly. It's just like 100%. Facts.
Facts.
Facts. That's my new word, facts. 100%, man. That's true. It's true, yeah.
So let's wrap on that. Turn your flaw into a virtue,
Yes, sir.
and we'll see you next time. Peace. All right.
That good? That was a wrap. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
This is my first time doing this, too. I love this. This is nice.
What's